Hello, I'm Dominique Sanday from Niki Designs. This is a training video for our original design, the Wonder Sheet. I designed the Wonder Sheet for my dad many years ago, over 20 years. He had Parkinson's disease, diagnosed at just 38 years old. I was only 8 at the time. We had no idea what the disease meant, what was going to happen, anything. It changed a lot of things in our family dynamics, but we just got on with it, and as the disease progressed, he started to find turning over quite difficult on cotton sheets. They used to bunch up underneath him. They were really uncomfortable. He used to wake every time he tried to turn, tried to get up, in and out. It was really uncomfortable for him. He was partial to wearing satin boxer shorts though. So he found the satin, it was easier for his bottom to do that pivot, to do that shift. He wasn't trying to lift, he wasn't getting caught on the sheets. So he came to Mum and I and said, I found out that these satin boxer shorts can be helpful, but is there something, because I'm still getting stuck on my back and my shoulders, is there something out there that might help? We didn't really find anything that he liked that was really suitable. So I sort of got my sewing kit out and I started to have a play around and worked out the satin, having it underneath the shoulders and the back, and then as well as obviously the hips, made that process easier for Dad. He was able to do the pivots, he was able to do the turning over with less effort. That was the whole idea, to try and get back some independence. So when you get into bed, normally you are lifting yourself. Just a slight lift, you'll notice it. But if you can't, that's where Dad and so many others with mobility issues find it difficult, because trying to do that pivot and turning on cotton sheets is hard because of the friction. They grab underneath you. That process becomes harder. The satin, there's no friction, there's no shearing. So doing that pivot to, getting yourself in, someone could be helping, which that process is easier for them. You're able to do, you're not lifting, you're doing this sliding motion. It's not going to be any faster, but it's going to be easier. And then when you're going to get yourself down, your feet aren't going to move around. The full satin sheet didn't work. Having the satin just away from the feet was more effective. When you're down and then you're able to do, sliding back, you're not getting up, which is what Dad used to have to do, and do this moving around, waking up every time. He was able to now pivot and get himself over without yelling out to Mum, and being able to do this easy turning. So the idea worked a treat for Dad. It made it so much easier. He was sleeping better, his morale was better. He didn't have to nap in the day. He was able to function a bit better, just anything that could, possibly help. He was willing to try it and he loved it. Less effort, easier pivoting, no friction, no shearing, and that independence. So knowing it helped Dad with Parkinson's disease, we found Mum and Dad had a Parkinson's support group. So we had lots of members that were more than willing to try all my different prototypes. And some of those, even the carers, if they're in the bed together, they found it helpful as well. And they didn't have Parkinson's, they might have just had arthritis. And then I had somebody wanting to try it with their brother who had MS, or there was someone that had MND, motor neuron disease, and they wanted to try it. And it was helping and making life so much easier for so many people that I hadn't even really thought about. And the demographic and the scope of who it can help, it seems to be growing all the time. So through to bariatric, palliative, short term. So maybe you're in the rehab units and you have someone going home from a stroke where they will, the rehabilitation, but that process through that of turning and mobility in bed is quite difficult, through to even shoulder and hip surgery. Again, it's short term, but that short term process of trying to turn over when you're in so much pain, it makes it easier. Any age as well, even the young, where the carer, a parent is needing to move their adult child, that process is easier on their body. Less disruption to the child, young adult, maybe they're in pain when they're trying to turn over. So it's faster, everyone gets back to sleep faster. It's a fitted sheet like you have at home. So it's a normal fitted sheet, it's elasticated all the way around. The elastic is enclosed, so it's not against any of the elements. It's not the sheeting elastic that goes around that you might see if you have one of our mini demos. We use the sheeting elastic for that. This actual sheet has elastic sewn inside. Normal washing, there's no fancy washing for it. It is just the base sheet. So this is all that it is. It's a fitted sheet. You don't get a top sheet with it. You do have pillowcases though. So you can put the Wonder Sheet in with any flat sheet you're using. Maybe you're not using one. Put it however you wash your sheets. It doesn't matter. All the instructions are on the packaging and on each sheet. The pillowcases matching are half and half. So one side is the satin and the other is the sheeting. So lovely, again, for mobility, being able to do that easy slide and turn for your neck and your head. The underside is the sheeting, so you're not going to lose the pillow. You don't overheat, but you get a lovely, easy movement, as well as being lovely for your hair and your face, if you know satin. Also silk, which is the expensive version of satin. Normal washing for those. This is the packaging for the pillowcases. 2 in a pack for those. A sheet packaging is like this, 1 sheet per pack, has the sizes on there, has all the washing and my little story down on the bottom, little diagrams as well as words, and just making sure that you have the Niki label at the bottom end when you're putting on the sheet. The fabrics are satin, as I said, is in the middle. So satin's a polyester, man-made fibre. The ends are under the pillow and at the bottom is a polycotton. So they're a cotton and a polyester blended together, 50-50. So we use that because of the longevity of it, more hard wearing. So it's not your normal sheet that you're gliding around in bed. You're actually putting a little bit of effort into it. So it needed to be something a bit more sustainable as well as durable and hard wearing, because you're going to wash it regularly. You're not going to have 10 in the cupboard. 1, people want to try, just try it first. They'll probably get 2. 3 is perfect, 4 is, they're going to last forever type of thing. Talking about how long, depends how many you have. So 1 sheet, maybe 3-4 years. If you have a couple and you're rotating, up to 8+ years. So, and it just depends how you're using it as well. So there's lots of things to consider with that. We have care labels on the sheet. As I said, the washing instructions are on there. The satin is, even though it's hard wearing, it can be delicate. So if you're wearing jewelry, earrings, especially for the pillowcases, if there's Velcro pads or something, they will catch on the satin. So be mindful that it, we class it as a delicate fabric. So just being aware of that. Colors, the original is just the cream color. So it's a soft gold and ecru, they call it. So beigey cream color, so neutral, with the matching pillowcases, obviously the same color. The satin portion in the center from the top to bottom is 90 centimeters. Worked out that was probably an average torso. So we went with that. It was originally centered, the satin, but having more sheeting at the bottom became more helpful. People having their feet away from the satin. You're not turning over with your legs straight anyway, are you? So that portion is 90, starts straight under. So none of the seams here, the joins are in any pressure areas. So the top one is pretty much under your pillow, so it's under that neck area, and then the bottom will then be under your knee area. Packaging we've done, prices, they varied, so depending on the size. So yes, the sizes are from single through to king and everything in between, long single, king single, double, long double, queen and king. Yeah, all the prices are all on our website. You can have a look there. Home care packages, how do you get this? Under home care packages, depending on the organisation, then an OT may need to have do an assessment to then recommend the Wonder Sheet home care package, but it just depends. Some approve and some don't. NDIS, we're approved for NDIS. You can get a trial sheet. We have mini demos, a little piece of foam. You can see them on our website. It's 30 by 20 centimeters. It has a little Wonder Sheet on, a little stick figure. We offer them for free. Good to have in your kit. And you're going to see Mary at home and you can show her. You notice that her mobility in bed is quite difficult for her, then showing her that she can get a visual, she can see sort of where her bottom is, she can feel it, and that could be helpful. You can also get a trial sheet, an actual Wonder Sheet that you can have on hand again to put onto a client's bed. If you're in a shop as well, then we offer those for free with Allied Health and therapists. There is a small charge for them. Yeah, please reach out and ask if you'd like one of those. If you have any questions, some of our common questions would be, is it hot? Short answer, no, because the satin's not everywhere. Satin sheets can be hot when we trialed it with Dad because it's polyester, it's a full satin sheet. So yes, it doesn't breathe. But when used, satin is a beautiful fabric, very hard wearing. When used the right way, which we found, it's sewn into the sheet as well. It's not on top of a normal sheet, it's actually the middle panel of the sheet. So no, your feet aren't on it, your head's not on it, especially if if you don't have a satin pillowcase. If you do, they're not full satin either. So you don't overheat unless there is a temperature regulation problem. Warranty was for a year in a shop. Your clients are getting it. Then yeah, if the sewing, normally it's just the sewing here and the very first few, it came apart. So we amended how the strength of the fabric and different things. So we amended that and we haven't had anything since for such a long time. But please reach out if they're customer, even if it's just a wrong size, just reach out. We don't want them having the wrong size. They chose incorrectly. It happens. Let me know. And thank you. If you do have any other questions, you'll see our details come up on our website. Have a look, ring, email, whatever suits you. And thank you for watching. And we have our other video about the Wonder Plus, our other designs. So take a look at that one as well. Thank you.